This is where you learn to avoid the most common English pronunciation mistakes that my clients make with the 100 most commonly used words in English. Let's go. Of. The main issue with this word is the V pronunciation. It's spelled with an F, but it's pronounced V. You're biting your bottom lip and adding your voice. And in English pronunciation, this word is very typically just pronounced as red and blue. The. Two issues in this word. The first is the TH pronunciation. Airflow with your tongue out. Feel some air coming out. If you're not feeling air, it may sound like a D. You can create that airflow with your tongue in or out of your mouth, but it's really about getting the airflow. The other issue is knowing the rules of when to say the versus the, and if you're still struggling with that, after you watch this, open up this video and add a new tab. You can watch it later though. Because. Mostly people have an issue with the S, so that S is pronounced as a Z. Because. And that BE is typically pronounced as ba rather than B. Because. These. This word is often mixed up with this. So these has a Z pronunciation. These. So add your voicing to that S instead. The main issue with this word is non-native English speakers tend to pronounce this word fully, either a or a. In quick native English conversational speech, this is generally pronounced as It's called a schwa, and it's just a neutral sound. A pen and a pencil. In. This seems like a simple word, however, this is a very common, difficult word for my clients. It's the vowel, This vowel doesn't exist in a lot of different languages, so depending on your first language, you may not have this in your vowel repertoire. So the most common substitution is E. So the word in will sound like een. If this is you, then feel how the middle of your tongue, as you pull it lower, will sound different. N. This vowel affects being understood for many people because that vowel will change the meaning of many words. And if you struggle with that vowel, definitely go to this playlist because it'll go through everything you want to know. Watch that after though. Open it in a new tab. Just stick with me here, okay? 2. The biggest issue with this word is knowing when to say to versus the reduced form ta. If you don't know that rule, open up this video after you've watched this guy. You've got the rules right there. That. Here, the main issue is the vibration of TH. So put your tongue out a little bit, feel a vibration, actually blowing. That. Have. Two issues could occur here. If you're having an issue with the V, many people struggle with adding their voice to this sound. It sounds typically like an F, otherwise half. But that means half, like half of an apple. So have has a voiced V sound, feel the vibration. Also, we do have a reduced form of this in quick conversation, and you'll hear a little So instead of they have a, it'll sound like they have, it's like an they have an amazing idea. Good. This is an upsilon vowel as well, very neutral. So if you pronounce this as an ooh, it will sound entirely different. Goo, guh. So relaxing your lips into a neutral position, pulling your tongue into the middle of your mouth, good. Can or can. The vowel here is often reduced to a schwa, so it's a little kn. Think of it like a k to n pronunciation. Get rid of the vowel kn. You can do it. 4. The main issue here is many people will fully pronounce this word, but it's kind of a little function word. So native English speakers generally reduce that O into a quick transition from F to R. Fur. It sounds like fur as in animal fur, but it's quick. Fur. I. This can sometimes be pronounced as one vowel, rather this word is I. Two vowels, I. Adding that little E at the end will take care of most people's issues with this word. I. It. The vowel in this word is the most difficult. So a word like it can sometimes sound like eat if you don't have that vowel in your first language. So focusing on lowering your tongue position so it feels very flat and low in your mouth. It. Not. The biggest issue with this word that I see with my clients is the vowel. This is an ah vowel. It's an open lip position, open jaw vowel. The tongue is really low in the mouth. Ah. But the main issue is that our lips are really kind of open. Most of my clients have a struggle by rounding their lips in a not, which can be a wonderful pronunciation as well, but it can cause confusion with other words. So if this is you and you really want to be clear with this sound, you're going to add a bit more of an open, smiley on. Same vowel issue. The issue here is that open lip position. So feel from an on to on. It might feel weird, definitely will if it's not a vowel that you have. With. A very common issue with this word is the TH. Depending on your dialect of English, there are different pronunciations. It's typically a voiceless TH, with. There may be some people who pronounce it as with, and that's cool. But the issue here is not whether you're using a voiceless or voiced TH. The issue is, are you blowing air? With. Really feeling airflow. And if you're not sure, use your hand. Feel the blowing. That's how you know you've said this correctly. He. One of the biggest issues is the vowel. See a pattern here? This E pronunciation is high. That means our tongue is really high to the roof and we're smiling. E. Instead of he, very natural, he, full smile. As. This word is spelled with an S, but we pronounce it with a Z sound. So this is a voiced Z, as. You. The typical reduced form of you is yeah. So instead of the full rounding, ooh, a quick little instead, yeah. What do you think? At. The vowel here is the issue typically for clients. So this sound involves a very open jaw, full smile over the lips, and our tongue is low. This. Here, the TH is the biggest issue for people. So again, airflow, putting your tongue out and feeling the vibration of this word. Do. The issue here is the vowel. So rounding our lips fully, ooh. You'll know if your lips are in a tiny circle. Ooh, do, but. The vowel here is neutral. This means we're not going to open our mouth. Our jaw is basically closed, not tight teeth, but the jaw is closed. His. The issue here mainly is either the vowel or the Z sound. So this S is pronounced as a voiced Z instead of his. By. This has two vowels, I. Typically the E portion is the part that disappears, by. Get that little smiley tail in there, by. From. This vowel is neutral. Again, jaw together, from. The lips are in a neutral position as well. Rather than an O, like it's spelled, from. They. This has two vowels as well, A. And as you might have guessed, that little E at the end is the difficulty. So if you find yourself saying they, adding a little smile at the end will help that pronunciation. We. If you have a difficulty with a W sound, think of your W as being a tiny circle with your lips. Ooh. And if your lips are touching your teeth, it creates a vibration, and we want to avoid that. Ooh. Pull your lips forward. We. When we, rather than when, where there's a vibration. Say. Again, 2 vowels in this word, a. And you know what I'm going to say. Add the E. Her. The issue here can be the R as well. And if you struggle with R, I can do an entire video on this. But if you struggle with R, what I would recommend is feeling if your tongue is curling, the tongue tip. So, is the tip of your tongue straight or is it curled a little? Most people's R's involve bunching your tongue back a little bit, but there is a bit of a curl. So if you don't feel a curl, it might sound like her, she. The most difficult sound here, depending on your first language though, is typically the SH. Confusing SH and CH can be tricky for people. So SH, think of this as a quiet sound. Round your lips, pull your tongue back. She. If it's a CH, typical pronunciation, we're going to add like a T sound first. T, and then a sh to it. So cheese has that little T sound, and she, or she's going, has that quiet sh pronunciation, no T. Or the issue here is mainly the R. When you're pronouncing the R, feel the tongue tip curl back a little. That typically is the fix. Or. An. This word's typically reduced to a quick little so the vowel kind of goes away. It's an hour away. Will. This word is tricky for so many people. The L at the end of this word is often dropped. Feel your tongue tip fully touch the roof of your mouth. Will. My. This has a diphthong, 2 vowels. My. Add the E. One. Typically it's the W pronunciation, so that rounding lip position, one. All. The main issue that I see with this word is the L being dropped. So feel the tongue tip touching the roof right behind your top front teeth, all. Then you know you've got that sound. Would. The vowel in here is an upsilon sound. This is very neutral, so instead of ooh, rounding your lips, relax them. Would. The L is silent. There. Feel your tongue tip curl back a little to pronounce the there. There. Different spelling, same pronunciation as the last one. They're going over there. What? The WH in this word is pronounced as a rounded ooh. If your lips are in a tiny circle, you've got this sound. What? So, the typical issue with this word is rounding lips. So, up. The vowel in this word is neutral. Keep your lips together. Up. Jaw is fairly closed. Out. This is a very difficult vowel combination. It's a diphthong, 2 vowels. So we start with an open mouth, ow, and transition to rounding, ow, out. If. The difficulty here is the I vowel. This is a lower pronunciation from if. Pull your tongue lower into a neutral spot, if. About. The A at the beginning of this word is a schwa. That just means it's pronounced as a quick little rather than a or a. About. Who. The main issue is the ooh rounding, so feel the rounding, ensure your lips are in a tiny circle. Who. Get. The main issue here is the vowel keeping your lips neutral. Get. Which. The big issue here is the vowel. If you find yourself saying we, or you hear that E sound, your tongue is really high in your mouth. So if we pull it lower, we, feel your tongue go low. Which. Go. Rounded lips. Ooh, go. Me. Smiley E. Make. Diphthong, 2 vowels. A. Add that little tail E in there. Make. Like. The K pronunciation at the end of this word is released. It's not aspirated, not k, but released. So if you find that you do a bit of a sucking like and sucks in like a vacuum, we want to add more airflow, like you're releasing air. Time. Vowel is a diphthong here. I, add the tail. I, time. No. The rounding here is often a lot of people's issues. So feel the rounding. Ooh, no. Just. This one's tricky because if there is a consonant or a word that starts with a consonant after this word, we drop the T. So just becomes just. Just give it a try. Him. The biggest issue here is the vowel eh. So if you find yourself saying e, him, pulling your tongue lower, hem. No. The difficulty here is the rounding. So going out of your way to round your lips in the tiniest circle you can. No. Take. A diphthong vowel, two of them, a, adding the tail is the issue. Take. People. The L is often deleted. It's very common. So in this case, feel the tongue tip touch all the way to the roof. People. Into. The vowel in this word is a lower position. So if you find yourself adding that high position, E, pull it down, into. Year. The main issue here is the Y sound. In this case, often people will drop it and it will sound a lot like ear, ear. Ear and year is different because the middle of our tongue is going way up to the high part of the palate, and it's creating kind of like a friction sound. Year, and then you add ear after. Your. The vowels in here are often reduced to a quick little, think of it like getting rid of the vowel. You're doing great. Some. This word is nothing like it's spelt, so that O and E at the end, you'd think it'd be some. That would be logical, but English. So here we are. This is an again, a neutral vowel. We like our neutrals. Keep your teeth together. Some, rather than some. Could. This is an upsilon sound. Also, the L is silent, so we don't say that L. Them. Typically, pronunciation of that vowel is dropped. Them. C. The issue mainly is that E vowel, feeling your tongue go right to the roof. C. Other. The main issue here will be TH for most people. Feeling your tongue coming out and vibrating. Other. Feeling airflow. Other. Than. This word, THAN, is pronounced the same as THEN. Then, rather than, with a really open pronunciation. Now, two vowels, ow, and the issue typically is adding that ooh rounding. Now, feel the tiny circle on your lips. Look, this vowel is an upsilon. That means instead of ooh, the main issue that people have with this word, we're going to keep our lips kind of flat. Pull our tongue down. Look. Only. The issue here mainly is the L. People often have trouble ensuring that L is there. And so if you feel your tongue fully touch the roof, only, that'll fix the problem. Come. The spelling here is a little off, but it's pronounced as an rather than o. So think of this as no rounding. Come on. It's. The I vowel is a lower pronunciation. Rather than E. Eats, it's. Over. The main issue here is the voiced V, and so we're going to add our voice here. Over. Think. Main issue here is TH. Airflow is really important for TH. So feeling the blowing. Think. Also. So we're going to put our tongue up, make sure it touches. Also. Instead of also. Back. This vowel is the crazy open jaw, big smiley position. Feel your tongue really low. Back. If you've learned even a tiny bit of information from this video, it would really mean a lot to me if you press that like button, shared it with a friend, someone who you think would benefit from this information. And if you do that, it helps me to grow this channel and hopefully it helps me to create more videos that you want. Thank you. After. Typically the R is the sound that gets dropped here. So feel the tongue tip curl after. Use. This has an S in spelling, but pronounced as a Z. So feel the voice go on, use. 2. The rounding lips is the main issue. How. 2 vowels ending in a really tiny circle of your lips rounding. How. Our is typically pronounced as R. It's our place. Work. The issue in this word is always the R. That R is curled, so feel the tongue tip curl back. Work. The O is pronounced kind of like an E. Think of it like W-E-R-K. Work. First. The in this word is also the main issue. So feel the tongue tip curl and your tongue pull back. First. Well, the L is the main issue here, feeling your tongue tip go up to the roof, always touching. Well, way. The issue here for most of my students is that diphthong vowel. Way. There's an E at the end, so feel that little transition. Way. When. The N at the end of that word is very difficult for a lot of people if their first language doesn't have an N at the ends of words. So often that N gets dropped. Feel that the tongue tip is touching your roof for N and feel the air come out your nose. When. If it stops when you plug your nose, then you know the air fully came out of your nose. When. B. The vowel in this word is an E sound. Ensure that there's a full smile. The biggest issue with this word is creating more of a neutral sound. So feel that the middle of your tongue is high, with your lips spread into a smile. B. Even. The main issue here is always that V sound. Often students will pronounce it with an F or voiceless sound, so we add a bit of voicing to it. Even. New. There are different pronunciations of this in English. Some people will pronounce it as new versus new. So decide for yourself which one you like. Want. The main issue here is the W, so if you have issues with W, feel a rounded lip position and pull it away from your teeth. Ooh. Any. You'll hear many different pronunciations of this. You might hear Annie, or you might hear any. Choose the one you like. Give. The main issue with this word is the sound. Ge. Instead of gi, pull your tongue a little lower for the ge. Also, the V is typically devoiced by accident, so it might sound like gif or geef. So we'll pull our tongue down low, ge, and add your voice, v. Give. Day. This has 2 vowels, day. Add the little E at the end, and that will fix your issue if you have an issue with this word. Most. The spelling of O is always tricky, but in this case, the rounding lips is your answer. Most, rather than most. Us. The U is pronounced very neutrally, us. After working with clients for years and having thousands of students, I've learned that it's actually the more common words that people struggle with, due to the fact that they're just so frequently used. Consider Zipf's law, which postulates that a small list of highly used fundamental words are used for a significant portion of the spoken English language. And if you like secrets like this, then click the link down in the description. The English pronunciation course has compiled everything that you would ever want all together in one shiny place. And if you are someone who likes to learn through book or audiobook, I have those options there too. Now, you may have noticed that you found a bit of a pattern with the sounds or words that you struggled with. If it happens to be that lower I vowel, then click on this playlist. If on the other hand, it's the TH sound you struggled with, then click this video. And if you want to get to the next level overall, then watch this video all about English phrases and sayings and idioms. I'll see you there. Bye.